Hello everyone, welcome back to Natalie's Makeup channel. It is almost October, so you know that means we are finally in spooky season, so I wanted to bring you something that was extra fun, some Halloween glam that is super easy to do for any beginners or someone that doesn't necessarily want to wear a costume. If you want to see how I got this super bright, fun, ghost Halloween inspired makeup look, keep on watching today's tutorial. Let's get started. I already have a couple skincare products on, but to keep the hydration, I added some Pixie Argan Mist to the skin. I felt like I did have some dryness around the nose, so to add a little bit more hydration, I went on top with the NYX Refresh Mist. For primer, I'm using NYX Hydra Touch. This is one of my absolute go-tos. If you have dry skin, combination skin, or do get dry patches, I recommend this for you because it is more of a gel formula. It's not going to be super weighted and heavy on the skin. It will wear absolutely beautiful under any products that go on top. And for foundation, I mixed something a little bit different just because I wanted to play with coverage today. So I am using two NYX foundations, Total Control Drop, which is a super thin liquid foundation. For me being combination, I was scared to use this product at first, but the way it wears is super beautiful. It's very skin-like. And to mix that, I did add a little bit of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation just to make sure that it kept the longevity all day. To apply the foundation, I switched over to something different. Usually I use something more rounded and dense, but today I'm using a flat top kabuki brush. This one is a lot smoother. It doesn't have so many bristles, so for application, it'll blend out really smoothly. And focusing in the smaller areas of the face, I just switch over to a small concealer brush to blend in the foundation. To brighten under the eyes and do a little bit of correcting, first I'm using the Makeup Revolution concealer in the inner corner. This has more of an orange-pink salmon undertone, so it's going to help with any correcting of darkness. Right under the eye in the center, I'm using the ColourPop concealer just to brighten. To blend out, if you do want it to be the most natural, go ahead and use your finger, but just because I was looking for a brighter base today, I opted for the concealer brush. Once I had my foundation base down, I went onto the NYX Cream Contour Palette, using two different shades from there and a small rounded base brush. Pack that product right into the chisels of the cheek, a little bit onto the sides of the forehead and under the chin. Even though I did use that same brush to contour the nose, you can see I pinched it just slightly just to make sure that that product was dispersed right into the nose area that I wanted it. Once I had the cream contour placed, I went on top with the Cover FX Translucent Light Setting Powder. Using a very small eyeshadow brush that was a lot denser, I'm packing this under the eye, on the tip of the nose, around the nose, and on the eyes. This is just going to ensure that these specific places are really well set and don't let for a lot of movement. Using a large Tarte face brush that's very loose, I'm just going to apply that translucent powder all over the skin very lightly. Using a NYX densely packed foundation brush, I'm using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Porous powder right in the T-zone, and I'm packing this right into the skin. To deepen up that contour a little bit more, I'm using the Bare Minerals Warmth Bronzer. To apply this, I am using a NYX brush that's a lot more slanted. This really makes sure that you're giving that chiseled effect. Bringing back some life and color into the skin using the NYX Away We Glow powder. I'm going to press this right onto the apples of the cheeks and draw that back right into the contour. For today's application, I did use a brush that was a lot smaller as opposed to a super large fluffy brush. This is just going to make sure that it's giving that nice blush effect onto the apples of the cheeks. After blush, I wanted to do a little bit of glow, so I popped into the Tarte palette looking for something simple. It was definitely a lot brighter than I wanted, but it adds a lot of dimension. Once I was pretty much done with face, I hopped into eyebrows. using my go-to NYX Precision Pencil. If you've seen any of my videos, you know this is my absolute favorite eyebrow pencil, super easy to use and very beginner friendly. You see here, I do slant it vertically, that way I can draw on those hair-like strokes, and then just to fill in and give any color, I use the pencil horizontally. If you feel like you do pack on too much product or you want to disperse it a little bit more, make sure to use the spoolie on the other side of the pencil. Once I had the desired color for eyebrows, I went ahead with the Makeup Revolution concealer and a small concealer brush just to make sure those lines were nice and crisp. This is also going to help define the arch and give a really nice base for the eyeshadows. Since I decided to do something really bright, just to really give it the vibrancy that I was looking for, I went ahead and added the NYX white eyeshadow base right to all over the eyelids. If you've ever worked with this base, you know this is something that is extremely creamy. So for me, I really like to pack it in with my finger. That way it really blends into the skin. When I first started using this product, I was not a fan just because I did not know how to work with it and it's really, really thick. So me applying a lot did not really make it work. So I kind of had to play around with it a little bit more. So definitely keep in mind, a little bit goes a long way and it's going to hold your eyeshadows really well. Once you have your white base placed, go ahead and use your first transition color. For this, I'm using the NYX Coral from the Ultimate Shadow Palette. Using a loose packing brush, I'm applying this to the outer corners, almost in like a half dome shape. This is just going to be my first color. We want to make sure this is going to create a smooth transition for the bright orange we placed on the lid. I will say, if you are using the NYX white base, my favorite form of application for that first eyeshadow you put right on top is to pack it, just because with that consistency, you want to make sure that it's holding on to the eyeshadow. If you do try to apply the eyeshadow and drag it around in circles too much, it might mess up the consistency. The first NYX eyeshadow I used was a little bit more salmon than I had anticipated, so just to bring up that vibrancy and give it a lot more color, I'm using a discontinued soooo eyeshadow right on top. As you can see, I'm packing that on the outer corner, bringing it to the inner eyebrow. I'm focusing this around the edges just to diffuse and make it a lot more vibrant and give it that neon undertone. Switching over to a large fluffy brush, I am going around the edges just to diffuse that soooo orange. Once I diffused the outer edges of the eyeshadow, I went in all over the lid with the Urban Decay Electric Palette Orange. This one was extremely pigmented, so I used a very small amount and applied with my fingers. Once I felt like the application was even, I just went on top and diffused it with an eyeshadow brush. To add a tiny bit of sparkle, I used that NYX palette again with the Refresh Mist and just packed that right over the Urban Decay shadow. Popping back into the soooo palette using a very tiny detail pencil brush right under the lower lash line just to make it look really, really defined and bring that orange all together. And for today's eye look, because we are focusing more on the little accents and details, you don't have to focus too much on the placement of the orange. We just want to give it a nice smoky blown out look. To diffuse the bottom lash line a little bit more, go back in with the brush we were using prior and blend out right after. Adding a lot more glitter to this look, I wanted to use a pencil brush, NYX glitter primer, and a lit adhesive glitter. For this, it was a lot easier for me to use something that was really small and detailed, so I went back and used that tiny detail pencil brush. With application, this was a powder, so it's a little bit trickier to apply, so you want to make sure that you have a really good primer or some kind of adhesive to make sure it sticks down. Once I added that neon pigment to the inner corners, I moved on to eyeliner. For today's eyeliner and accent details, I am using soooo Beauty Hydra liners. These are water activated. For the details on the eye, I just did a little squiggly. It does not have to be perfect whatsoever. Kind of just freehanded that. For the details, you do see me go in with like a half dome shape, and then on the bottom it does look a little bit more squiggly. This is going to give the appearance of some kind of ghost, Pac-Man style, or anything really Halloween. To make it cohesive with the eye look, I just went and added some squiggles around those ghosts.
You remember me, right? I'm not only there at night.
Once I had the base placed down for the ghost, go in with the black soooo Beauty Water Activated liner, the back of the detail brush you were using, and tap on some eyes and long mounts. And then just following that same detail work on the other side, we're just going to apply one ghost to make sure that the eye look looks really cohesive and it's not too out of balance with nothing on the other side. One tip I will give you guys when working with water activated eyeliner is just to make sure that you have the proper brushes to really work with the consistency. With something like this, I definitely would have recommended for a beginner to have used a small fine point just to do the outlines of the ghost, and then switch over to maybe a concealer brush or a small flat shader brush to really pack on that white pigment. Here I was just being kind of lazy and packed on the white, but if you want to make it super vibrant, you can go over with several layers. And once you draw as many ghosts as you like all over the sides of your face, don't forget to cover your lashes in some mascara. Today's mascara, I'm using my go-to Lash Princess Effect Essence Mascara. Apply a couple coats of this mascara to the top and bottom lashes. To add some drama and really give a open eye effect, I'm using Beauty Creations lashes in Gated. I personally love these lashes. It's going to really open your eyes. They are more of a doe style, so they're going from almost not necessarily short to long. It's going to be the same length all the way through, and it's going to give some open areas just to make sure that it really shows off the eyeshadow and all the makeup. While those eyelashes are drying, move on to lips. Today I'm using a darker lipstick. It's more of a rusty color just to really match with the eyeshadow, but it does have a little bit of that Vienna brown undertone. This specific lipstick did not require a liner. It's something that does stay on all day, but if you do have drier lips, I would recommend you use a primer. And to finish off this look, of course, going back in with the IT Cosmetics powder just to touch up in the T-zone. And this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching today's Halloween Glam Spooky Ghost makeup tutorial. I have a lot of videos coming out for Halloween, but if there's something specific that you would like to see or any spooky looks, definitely drop a comment down below. If you want to see more makeup tutorials and videos from me, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notifications. Thanks for watching.